Happy New Year, everybody. It's officially 2023. Hope you guys had a great 2022, even though the stock market was a freaking disaster, as all of you guys know at this point. So in this video, even though the stock market is closed tomorrow on Monday, we're going to break down what my game plan is for the week. Stocks I'm looking at, earnings reports coming up, economic events that I'm paying attention to. So if you all find value, hit the like button and make sure to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, I don't know what to tell you. We just wrapped up 2022. 40% of you watching didn't subscribe in 2022. It's 2023 now. You got to subscribe. And with that being said, guys, let's dive into the video. I appreciate you all for tuning in. As always, let's bang through the video. So last week, the stock market pretty much was all over the place. You guys know that for the most part, right? SPY was at around 375 to start off the week. Then we ended up, well, actually, that was the end of the previous week. But either way, I mean, the past week and a half, 2 weeks in the markets, SPY's been bouncing between 375 to about 385, which SPY tracks the S&P 500, and Triple Q, which tracks the NASDAQ 100. This has been bouncing between, right around 365, 360 to about 370, a little bit above that the past week and a half. So, yeah, I mean, we got a huge sell-off. You guys probably know that in the middle of December, and really the last couple of days of the year, we flattened out, we cooled off, we consolidated, and actually the past 2 days of trading, even though the last day of trading, the markets had a red day, I still consider it a pretty good day for the bulls. I mean, if you guys look here on the intraday chart, last day of trading, we had a huge run into the close, and after market, it went up as well. This is Triple Q, and same thing with SPY. You guys can see that we had a huge run last day of trading, and on the 5-day, 5-minute chart, the last 2 days of trading, we saw some pretty big bullish momentum here. So let's see if we pull back on the 20-day chart, if this continues past, let's say, 385 to about 387 on SPY, because in the very short term, you guys can see, doesn't take a rocket scientist to point this out. We can see on the 1-hour chart, that's where we've been failing, right around 387. So that's where I just put my alert on SPY. And on Triple Q, let me actually go back over here. Well, I already have my alert at 270. That's the point that we have to watch. And do we not see an inverse head and shoulders forming on Triple Q here and on SPY? I'll go back to SPY in a second. You guys see it. We have the left shoulder right here. We have the head right here. And then we have the right shoulder. Boom. So that is no doubt an inverse head and shoulders forming. Now, if we break that 270 mark, bulls get out of there, that right shoulder could really start to move. Maybe we get a relief rally. Maybe we start to get a breakout towards the highs from the 21st of the last month being about 275. If that breaks, 278, maybe even higher. Let's see where this could end up going, guys. And going back to SPY, inverse head and shoulders as well. You guys can see it right here if I pull it up. This is a bit of a bigger inverse head and shoulders, but you guys see it. We have the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder, and my alert, 387. I just set that a minute ago. If that breaks, the right shoulder here in the pattern could really start to break out. So that's what I'm looking at. Again, last week, the last week of trading of 2022, it was a rocky one, but, it was kind of flat at the same time. And we'll see what direction we end up picking heading into this week, where we do have a lot going on this week. I believe on Wednesday at 10 a.m., we have the ISM Manufacturing PMI. Then on that same day at 2 p.m. on the East Coast, this is East Coast time, by the way, guys. On 2 p.m., we have the FOMC minutes, which you guys know is essentially a detailed record of the FOMC's most recent meeting, which, yeah, that caused a lot of volatility in the stock market, and essentially the minutes provide in-depth insight into the economic and financial conditions that influence the Fed's vote on where to set interest rates, how the economy is doing, and all that good stuff. So minutes are on Wednesday, and then on, I believe, Thursday, we have the ADP non-farm employment change. That's at 8:15 a.m. on Thursday. That's 145,000. It's forecasted to be 145,000, which last month it was at 125,000. The change, the month-over-month change there, and essentially what the ADP non-farm not really a tongue twister, I just can't talk. Non-farm employment change, what that shows is essentially the change in the number of employed people during the previous month, excluding the farming industry and government. So keep that in mind. Pretty big week coming up. ISM, manufacturing, PMI, can I even talk today, guys? PMI, FOMC minutes, and again, the ADP non-farm employment. There we go. I said it right. That it's going to be a big week, guys. So, yeah, keep your eyes on the inverse head and shoulders that we called out on SPY and Triple Q. Let's see how that plays out. Of course, we have to watch the VIX, as the VIX is still very low overall on the yearly chart. If I pull that up, you guys are going to be able to see it. VIX is still in the low 20s. That's clear as day. And if I pull up oil, another thing to watch out for is, of course, oil heading into this fresh new year now, as we have oil right around 80 a barrel, $80.50 a barrel right now. And it's at a point where it could start to reverse. But if it fails at this point, right where we are now, we could see a huge dump back into the 70s. And we can see here, as of now, oil is testing the high from right around the 27th of December being about 80, 81 a barrel. If this clears 81 a barrel, next spot it's going is the highs from early December being about 83 a barrel. If that were to break, my next alert's at 85, and we'll see where it goes from that point. That could be where oil really starts to reverse. It's possible, if I pull this chart up, you can see if we start getting out of these moving we're already above the moving averages. Now we need to start taking the highs out from a couple weeks ago. That's where momentum could really start to build up on oil. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, as always. And if you haven't gotten your free stocks from Moomoo yet, if you didn't do that in 2022, now's the time to do it. Use that link down below, or go to stocksarefest.com/Moomoo. Deposit at least $100, and you could get up to 20 stocks, each up to $2,000. And there's more. You could also get 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. Also linked down below, or just go to stocksarefest.com/Webull. And just know, guys, all those links down below, the Webull, the Moomoo, the Patreon link, all those help out the channel, and I appreciate you guys as always. So those are some quick thoughts, here, in the first couple of minutes of the video on oil, S&P, NASDAQ, what to watch out for this week. And again, mind you guys, tomorrow the markets are closed, so we do have a shortened week this week. But either way, we're making the video today, and we're going to make, guess what, another video tomorrow. So make sure to subscribe. Make sure to subscribe. So let's talk about some stocks. We don't have the most attractive, sexiest companies, most glamorous companies reporting earnings this week, but there are some that we have to talk about. Number one being Walgreens Boots Alliance, which this stock has been all freaking over the place, like a lot of stocks out there have been. I mean, what else is new at this point, right, guys? If I pull the 3-year chart, you all can see a couple years ago, early 2020, the stock was at $60, then it got all the way down to 30, so pretty much cut in half, rallied all the way back up pretty much to 60. Then guess what? It cut in half again, hit $30 just about 2 months ago, 2.5, 3 months ago. And, went from $30 back to 42. Now it's back to 37. So clearly it looks like, if we're just looking at the chart here, downtrend is continuing on Walgreens Boots Alliance. I mean, that's clear as day. We hit a rather lower high. We got rejected by the moving averages, and that's been the case the past couple of months on all the rallies that this thing has seen. And, it just happened again. We hit 30, rallied to 42, failed at the 50 SMA. Now we're under $40. So Walgreens at this point, we're not going to break down the fundamentals. Is it undervalued? The dividend's got to be decent at this point. Let me see here. If I pull my phone, hold on, give me a second, guys. Walgreens Boots Alliance dividend yield right now, it's got to be decent, right? Yeah, 5%. Nice, juicy dividend. Look, I'm not a big dividend investor, and I'm not going to crap on the company because I haven't really done a full deep dive into it, really, in recently, in any recent times. So, I mean, I can't really tell you for sure, but, it's a decent dividend payer. It might be worth diving into, diving deeper into, especially as it is down a good chunk off the highs here and just recently it is down about $5. So they're reporting earnings on, let me see here, they're reporting earnings on the 5th. So they're on the 5th, which is later in the week, I believe. That's Thursday, right? One of those later weekdays. And they're looking to do $1.13 in earnings per share on revenue of, let's see here, $32.77 billion, which would be down about 3.3% year over year. So Walgreens is no small company, guys. I mean, they're doing $30+ billion of revenue. If we're looking at that annualized, I mean, I'm guessing that's over 100 mil. I mean, I don't know what quarters are better for Walgreens, but, I'm guessing they're doing near 100 mil a year. I mean, they've got to be in revenue, right? And again, that's going to be down. Revenue is expected to be down on Walgreens Boots Alliance. So keep your eyes on that. They're reporting earnings later in the week. And we also have ConAgra Brands, which this stock has been on fire. I mean, look at this thing. It started off, it started off this rally in the end of May, early June, when it was at about $30, $31. It saw a push here to where it is now, roughly $40. And, that might not seem a lot to some people. You're like, oh, it's only 25%. I bought this put option or call option and made a bunch of money. But if we're just looking at, that's what probably some people are thinking. But if we're looking at the overall stock market, I mean, it's down 20% on the year. It went down 20% last year. And ConAgra went up 25% in half of last year to end off the year. So, I mean, I'm looking at that as a very strong move in the midst of a tough market. And ConAgra is looking to report earnings, and they're looking to actually grow year over year. EPS is looking to come in at 66 cents on revenue of $3.26 billion, which would be up 6.4% year over year. Not too bad. And again, we're pretty much near the highs on the 4 hour here. And are we at all-time highs? Probably pretty close, I'd guess, right? Yeah, it looks like all-time highs were hit at 41.68 back in 2017, so about 6 years ago. And, by the looks of it, I mean, we're about to test a multi-year high right now on ConAgra. If this thing could clear $40, guys, it could be off to the races. So I'm actually glad we pulled up this max chart here because it gives us a better perspective, which is why I always say, guys, don't just look at the 5-day chart, the 20-day chart. Look at the long-term chart sometimes, and, it'll tell you a different story. This looks like it wants to break out. If it does break out above 39.40, it's going to see a huge leg up, in my opinion. So ConAgra's reporting. Watch out for that. We also have ticker symbol STZ this week. Let me pull this up. This is Constellation Brands. If I pull the 4 hour, we can see, maybe actually on the yearly chart, you'll see it. Yep. Uptrending channels holding, and on the 3-year chart, you can see it as well. There we go. And this thing has been holding for pretty much 2 years, a little bit over 2 years now. So let's see if we do get a bounce again here in the 230s, back to the 240s. Maybe we start running up to the top of the channel, being 250s towards 260s. So Constellation Brands, they're reporting on what day is this one, guys? Let me see. What day is that? On the 5th. So what's that? On Thursday? Yeah, they're on Thursday in the morning. They're they're projected to do, let me see here, EPS of $2.90 on revenue of $2.4 billion, which would be up a little bit, 3.2% year over year. So Constellation Brands, 3-year chart uptrend. Watch out for it. If it falls under, though, keep in mind, if it falls under 220, 215, 210, that's where this could start to collapse. But we'll see. As of now, the trend is holding, which is a very good sign for the bulls. We also have Lamb Weston reporting this week, which has been crushing it the past couple of months. And here goes Siri talking on the freaking watch again. And guys, this thing is listening to me, I swear to God. LW, again, Lamb Watson, this thing has been crushing it. It started off, the middle of last year. Let me see here. It was, where was that? Middle of June, or actually middle of May, early June. It was in the 60s, and now it's pretty much at $90. It has gone up 50% in the past couple of months. So they're looking to do EPS of 74 cents on revenue of $1.15 billion, which would be up 14% year over year. And let me see, when are they reporting earnings? They're reporting earnings on the 5th. So all these companies, it seems like they're on the same day, which, let me double check. The 5th is on Thursday. I believe it's on Thursday. Let me double check though. Yep, Thursday. They're reporting in, is that in the morning? Yes, they're reporting in the morning. So let's see if the trend holds here on LW. We also have UNF reporting, UniFirst here. They're also, the stock's also been doing pretty well, but in the past couple of weeks, we've really been struggling at about $195, $200, and we can see here we do have a bit of an ascending triangle. You guys see that resistance at 195, but at the same time, we've been making higher lows since the middle of October. So let's see what happens at about 195, 200. If this tests that point, I'll actually set my alert. Mark is at or above $200. If this is able to break, guys, we could end up seeing, actually, why is it at 2? I might as well put that at 195. I'll put another one, actually. I'll leave one at 200. I'll leave another one at 195. We'll see what it does. If 195 breaks, 200 could fill. That gap could fill. Then 200 breaks, boom. We might be ripping even higher. So they're looking to do EPS of $1.94 on revenue of $527 million, which would be up 8.5% year over year. Not too bad. And let me see. They're on the 4th, which is on Wednesday in the morning. So keep your eyes on UNF. And a couple other ones that I'm looking at that are not reporting earnings, guys. Pinterest is one that we have an ascending triangle on the 4-hour chart. We have resistance, as you guys can see outlined, at about 26. I was going to say 260. And I was like, wait a second. This stock is not in the 200s. It's in the 20s, guys. It's at resistance at 26. Right now, we're at 24. Last trading day, this stock went up 2%, which is great. And it actually broke out of the 180 SMA, and now it's testing the 50, which is right here at about $24.50 roughly. So I'll actually set my alert right at that point. If this is able to break $24.50, I think we're going to test $26 here in the very short term. Then if that obviously breaks, we could get an even bigger leg up from there. The ascending triangle would break out. And, of course, that'd be very, very good for the Bulls. So keep your eyes on Pinterest. Another one that I'm looking at heading into the new year here, guys, is Shopify and Spotify. I was going to mix up. I mix those up a lot. I'm sure you guys do as well. Spotify, Shopify, just the way, I mean, did these companies correlate with each other or not correlate? Corroborate, what the heck's that word? Collude with each other. Why are their names so similar? I mean, obviously they probably didn't. But Spotify, Shopify, what the heck? Either way, Shopify, I'm watching it heading into the new year here as it is. Last week, I mean, it did put up a fight. Now it's right around the 50 SMA. It's testing the downtrend on the 20-day chart. You guys see that? So let's see if this does break. I mean, if we do start pushing high 30s again, I'll set my alert right now at 36.50. If we start pushing that, we could end up seeing a reversal on Shopify here. And if I pull up block, ticker symbol SQ, this is one that's kind of in a similar place. We can see here we've been downtrending, lower highs the past couple of weeks, but at the same time, higher lows. We're in a wedge. You guys see that here. So if we start pushing mid 60s on square, we start breaking that wedge, start breaking the moving averages, we could end up getting what we want to see, at least from a bullish perspective. So, yeah, keep your eyes out on Square, Shopify, Pinterest. Those are three more risky, I'd say, more volatile ones that I'm looking at. And, of course, we have some other ones. We're keeping an eye on Tencent. Well, at least I am, TCEHY, as this did start to push out of the highs from a couple months ago. End of August, we hit $43-ish. It did start pushing out of those highs last week. So let's see if Tencent continues that momentum. The ticker symbol is TCEHY. If we do break above, let's say, $44, I'll set my alert there right now. Mark is at or above 44. We could end up seeing a push mid 40s. Well, I mean, that is mid 40s, high 40s, maybe back towards the low 50s. So Tencent, we're also watching, of course, Alibaba. If this could start pushing mid 90s and breaking mid 90s, that's where we could really start getting that, move. Because if you guys notice, I'm not sure if you've noticed this, Alibaba in the past week and a half, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, really, it's been about a month. It's been flat between $86, $85, $92, $3, this $5, $6, $7 window. We need to pick direction. And I think that direction is going to be coming here in the short term. I mean, you guys can see how we're trading right now. We do have a bit of a wedge forming. I think this looks pretty bullish. That's my opinion. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap up the video. Make sure to subscribe because I'm going to be making more content tomorrow. maybe even later today. Probably not later today. I mean, this video is coming out at night. So yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be there I go again. Tomorrow, more content's coming, and make sure to subscribe to my second channel, guys, Stas Talks Money. Not sure if you've seen that yet, but check that link out down below. It's more of a general finance, personal finance, channel. This is more obviously stock market channel. So if you want to see some, other more controversial videos, go to Stas Talks Money. I have some Dave Ramsey ones that got a decent amount of views. Go watch those, and don't forget to get your free money, Moomoo, Weeble, Patreon, all that good stuff's linked down below. I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.